Hi, my name's Janine Kuby, and I teach physical science here at Wheatmore High School. I've been doing that for about 10 years now. This is my 10th year at Wheatmore High School. Okay, so the first thing I want to do with this course is introduce you to how the course is on Canvas. So when you go onto Canvas, this is a home page, so it should always open up into this page. All right, and so you can see my name. Here's a link to my email. I have fifth block planning. So for fully remote students, that's good for you to know when you can reach me best. When you log on, this is where you would go for your attendance. So you just click on second block attendance and fill in your first name, last name, and if you have any questions at that time. All right. The second block runs from 9:55 until 11:25. Right, and so each day we'll be starting with a simple Google Meet, where if you're at home, if you're working remotely, whether you're fully remote or whether you're A day and working remotely on the B days, or a B day student working remotely on the A student, the A day student, you're expected to log on to Canvas, take your attendance, and then attend a Google Meet at the very beginning of class. All right. So the time that would start would be right at 9:55. Okay, and you don't have to stay on the entire time. You can stay on and do the work, and that way you can ask me questions throughout the class time, throughout the class period, or you can stay on just for the direct instruction part and then work on the stuff on your own. Okay. When you, every day, in order to reach the lessons, this is how you'll go to them. So you'll just click on this week's lesson. All right. And if you notice, as you should notice, so the days are here. So this week, it's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday only, and it has the days. Okay, then there's Group A in green, Group B in blue, and Group FR for the fully remote students in burgundy. Okay, so you will find your group and the day, and you will click on that. So let me go. Haven't quite finished setting up the semesters yet, since I've only had one day in between the two semesters to get ready. So let me go to second. Let me go to a schedule that was from first semester. Okay, so during the atomic structure unit, say it was Tuesday, October 20th, in your group A, you would just click on atomic structure. Okay, that's not published, that's why. Let me go off of Leave Student View. All right, so when you click on the lesson, it'll take you to this page, to a page where it has the whole lessons for that day. All right, and so it's going to start with a short video, and mostly all the lessons are structured this way. So it starts with a 3-minute video, and it's generally going to be a study jam video. All right, and then let me show you how you would see it. All right, so here's the short little video. You just start the video. As you're going and taking the video and watching the video, rather, you can be looking for the answers to these questions. All right, so you would just, click on your answers, and at the end, submit. At the bottom, submit the quiz. All right. Okay, so if we want to go to the next part, you can go back to that main page, or you can just go to next down here. Okay, so the next one is going to be on the actual lesson. It's going to be the PowerPoint. All right, now the thing about the Google Meets, I know a lot of you being juniors work, especially the fully remote students, during class time. You're actually expected to not be working during class time. You're expected to be doing your classwork during class time. You're not supposed to be working during the school day. All right, but we know that a lot of you are. So if you happen to not be able to come to that Google Meet during Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday, we'll discuss Wednesday in a moment, then you can go here and it'll go over the lesson. It'll do the PowerPoint for the lesson. So you'd have to join first, and I haven't joined, but it would just go through there, and there's questions as you read through the PowerPoint. Now, if you come to the Google Meet, this is what I'm going to be going over, and you won't have to do this. Your attendance will give you a perfect grade on this. Okay, so once you do this, then you can click on Next. So there'll always be an introductory video. There'll be, the bulk of the information, the direct instruction, and then there's usually like some type of reinforcement activity. In this case, there's a crossword puzzle to do based on the terms that we went over. Okay, and then it always ends with a review quiz, a 10-question multiple choice review quiz. All right, which you're welcome to go back and look at your material. It's just for me to assess how well you understood the lesson for the day, right? And so you would take this multiple choice test, and then you're finished. Once you do, the review quiz will always be at the end, the last lesson. Okay, back to the homepage, the original homepage. All right, so that's how you do this week's lesson. You go here, right, and you're going to find your group, whether you're Group A, whether you're A-Day student, B-Day student, or Group FR. Now this week, you can even tell here. Okay, so Group A, when you're in class, you're gonna be working on activities. We're gonna be doing labs and activities, right? You won't be doing computer work in class. The computer work's for at home when you're remote. So if you notice Group B, they're the ones that are starting in class. And so they're going to be doing a Diet Coke and Mentos lab this week. Group A won't do it until the next week. Okay, fully remote, of course, you won't be in class at all. So you'll be just doing this materials online. And then you may be you can watch the video of a student doing the labs, and I may have you may have to do the lab write-up given the data. You'll be given the data that they collected in class. All right, so back to home. That's how you do the lessons. Okay, what else about it? Okay, so physical science, just what it is. It is an introduction to physics and to chemistry. And we start with the chemistry portion. It's a little bit more technical, a little bit more difficult, and then we end up with the physics portion, which is a lot more fun to do, more studying speed, acceleration, or electricity, which most students enjoy the electricity part. Okay, on the homepage, if you're wondering what we're studying, this course has been based on the North Carolina Essential Standards for Physical Science, and you're welcome to look here and see what that would be, everything that's going to be covered in there. Okay, the reference table, you can find formulas that you'll be learning, especially when we cover physics. And then the periodic, there's a copy of the periodic table here that you'll be given like during exams and stuff to use. Okay, there's the syllabus is right here. The pacing guide, the basic pacing guide. Think of this more as the order that we'll go in, whether we stay on this order, like if there's snow days or things like that. We may get all off out of order or be way behind near the end of the semester. If it's anything like the first semester was, we were definitely far behind, but we will go in this order. Okay, and that's there for you to check out anytime you want to see the information. Okay, there's a school count, just the basic Randolph County school calendar. If you want to know the next day off is in March, is spring break. We don't get another day off until the very end of March, and then we get a full week off for spring break. Okay, and then the bell schedule's there in case you forget what time any of your classes start. Okay, but you guys are juniors, so you generally know the class times. Okay, so to the syllabus. Let's just go over this really quickly and then we'll be finished. All right, so I've already described what physical science is about. Up here is a school phone number with the extension for this classroom. It's better to email me. If I'm teaching, I can't really talk that much on the phone. And at home, well, I'm not going to be answering the school phone at home. It's better to email me. I'm very good about responding back to emails within the day, if not within, the hour or half hour even. I check the emails throughout class. I check the emails at home. I'm always checking the emails, and I will email you back right away. Okay. Here's our basic things that we cover. We cover scientific measurements, which is like the scientific method and the metric system, properties of matter, right? Atomic structure, chemical compounds, chemical reactions, right? And then nuclear reactions. And then that ends the chemistry portion. And then the second half of the course, we'll be looking at motion and forces, like Newton's three laws, transfer of energy, like how roller coasters work, wave energy, and then electrical energy. Okay, there is a textbook. I don't really use it. The information that I've put on the PowerPoints is gathered more from the textbook. So I never really use the textbook during class at all, during any semester. But if you would like a copy of the textbook to refer to, just let me know and you're welcome to check one out. Okay, this is a science class, and with all science classes, there is a $5 science fee that goes for the supplies that we use for class. You don't need much materials for the class. You do need a Chromebook, laptop, or desktop computer. If you have trouble with that, or if you don't have one for some reason at this point, you need to let me know so that I can get you something, get you on a hotspot or whatever we need to do. I need to know what your situation is. Okay, you just need a section of a 3-ring binder where you can keep any information I do give to you or your notes in there, and then just general school materials, pencil, paper, something, colored pencils, that type of thing, which I do have class sets of those things. Right, the final exam at this point, there are no more state exams other than for the EOCs and the CTE classes. So the rest of the classes have gone to teacher-made exams. Now, they still count 25%, but you're able to exempt the exam if you get 2 absences or less. All right, so make sure you sign in and do those attendances each day and make sure you show up to school when you can. Now, if it happens that you end up having to be quarantined, that doesn't count against you, right? So just make sure you come in when you can and sign in on the other time because you want to exempt that exam. You'll be out a lot sooner. All right. Okay. Okay. So the way that I will structure the class is we'll kind of flip the A and B day so that, like I said, when you're in class, we're not going to be on the computers. We're going to be doing activities and things for the most part. When we get into chemistry, we may be doing more on the computer, but for the most part, you won't be. You'll be doing more activities and hands-on learning things. Okay, and you'll be doing the computer stuff at home. All right, okay, the Google Meets. As I said, there'll be one at the beginning of class. You don't have to stay on the whole time. Just stay on during the direct instruction part. Okay, and then you're welcome to stay on for the rest of the time while you do your work in case you have a question. All right, now the Wednesday Google Meets. For the A and B day students, it's mostly going to be if you have questions, you can attend the Google Meet. But for the most part, it's going to be a day when you can catch up work. But for the fully remote students, I need a time when I can meet with all of you and make sure all the students in the class are on the same page. So it is mandatory that you come for the fully remote students, that you come to Wednesday's Google Meets. I know, like I said, I know a lot of you are working. So you need to tell your work that you cannot work on Wednesdays and you need to attend the Google Meets on Wednesdays. Okay. Your grades, don't go by the grades in Canvas. I will be syncing them, but you should go by the grades in PowerSchool. Those are the ultimate grades. There'll be some things in Canvas that just aren't graded, um, like the PowerPoint stuff. If you've come, remember I said if you've come to the Google Meet and listened to direct instruction, you don't have to do that activity. So, and I'll give you credit for it. So that won't be in your Canvas grade, but it'll be in PowerSchool. So go by PowerSchool. Okay, so the way that things are weighted in class, tests are 40%, vocabulary quizzes are 30%, and classwork is 30%. Right, so if you are doing all your work and say you're a poor test taker, well, that's only 40%. If you're doing all your work and the vocabulary quizzes are something you can study with, that should be a way to boost your grade. You'll have a Quizlet. You can just study and memorize and get hundreds on those. Right, well, that will give you 60%. So you'll pass the course if you're doing all your work and doing those vocabulary quizzes, even if you didn't even take a test, right? But you're going to be taking tests, so you'll have something in there. So as long as you're doing your work, you'll probably end up with a C in the class, at least. I mean, hopefully you'll do better, but you'll at least end up with a C. All right, so attendance, it's the normal 5-day attendance thing, but remember, we want to work for that exempt. Even the fully remote students, we want to work to get that exempt status for the exam so that you can be out Memorial Day, before Memorial Day. Okay, so you only want 2 or less absences. Okay, that's just how to find the assignments, which we've already gone over. All right, now for missing work, any student that falls more than a week behind on lessons, all right, I will contact your parents. If you don't do any lessons that week, I'll be contacting your parents. If it happens again, you'll go on a contract, and that means that you and your parents and I will sit here on a meeting, on a Google Meet meeting, and work over what we need to do, come up with a paper agenda for you so that you will be doing your work, so that you will accomplish doing the work and staying caught up. We don't want you to get too far behind. All right, lab safety, we'll go over that when we do a lab, but of course, safety comes first over everything else. And so particular labs, there's different safety concerns, and I'll go over those specifically with them. Class rules, when you're in the classroom, masks need to be worn at all times. You need to follow, recommended hand washing procedures. We have sinks all around the room, so there's no reason that you shouldn't be washing your hands, frequently if you need to. Clean up after yourself and be respectful and minimize disruptions in class, right? So, and by be respectful, I mean, to everybody, to your other classmates, to me, to anybody who comes and visits our class. You guys are juniors, you know this. All right, so, the consequences will be dealt with depending upon what the incident is. All right, and you can contact me at any time. Like I said, I'm really good at responding to emails, and that's the best way to reach me. Okay, so contact me by email, and I'll get back with you within the day for sure. All right, so that's it. I look forward to a good year. Hopefully, it'll be a lot of fun, especially when we get into the physics part. Okay, nice to meet all of you.